Back again with Coastn With Yemia, and this is episode 4. Okay, this episode is called I Am Who I Am and I Like What I Like. This particular episode is one that I feel is very, very important and it's really needed. It's the uncomfortable conversation that a lot of people don't like to have, which is why I am going to have it, or at least I'm going to start with having that conversation. This particular episode is gearing towards having a round table discussion or one side table discussion with just about the LGBTQ community. I think that's something that a lot of youth, as well as young adults, and honestly anybody, a topic that a lot of people, if not need to be educated on, need some help as far as making that decision to come out or whatever it is that they're dealing with, or maybe they're being approached and they don't know, they're not sure of what they like. So that's what we're here to talk about today. I'm excited. I have some amazing people sitting around me. When I found these people or when they reached out to me about helping me with this episode, I was like very, very excited. Just sitting and talking to some of them and listening to some of their stories is real. I don't know. It's just been breathtaking. And so I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about who they are. So anybody can start?
I'll go first. My name is Morgan E. I am a former educator. I'm a motivational speaker. I am an entrepreneur. I have a few different businesses, and I'm here and I'm happy to be part of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Aijah, and I am a transgender male to female. I am an up-and-coming artist as well as advocate for the Durham area.
Y'all know who I am.
My name is Reese. I'm from Durham. I am a musician, and I'm just happy to give my point of view.
My name is Tony Martin. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm a straight male, and I'm about to be a future attorney.
All right. I might need you if somebody try to sue me. So there you have it. Okay. So as everybody knows, the first thing that we do is we jump into answering the questions that you guys have sent us. We have not seen the questions yet, so this is going to be very raw, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. Everybody ready?
Good.
All right. Let's see here. Right. Our first question. Do you think it's harder to gain straight friends because of your sexuality? Okay, that's the first one. Yep, you gotta hit the buzzer to get up. Kelly went first.
Nah, it's actually not. Straight girls love me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so she gonna start off by feeling
it's like, and it's not even, most people think that it's on that type of level, but I have a lot of girlfriends that are straight. And they talk to me just like they talk to any other girl, but they get more so like a perspective of what guys think, you know what I'm saying? Or they try to, get a point of view, but yeah, I mean, it's not that hard.
So it goes back to straight girl living.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Oh.
Anybody? I was about to say, here you go.
Nah.
The girls like you too, though.
I mean, they love me, man.
You know what? Okay. Ashley, you want to answer?
I think it's difficult for me more than anybody. Being trans is much harder, or gay is much harder, or whatever. It's very much harder.
Oh, wow.
Not for females, but for as males.
Okay, gotcha.
It's kind of hard for females too.
Gotcha. My turn. I think it's the opposite. For me, it's been, I prefer to be around people that have the same orientation. If not, straight women, it's a little bit uncomfortable sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like being the only black person in the room full of white people. So that's my perspective.
Me personally, I actually have I have a good number of gay friends actually, from male to female. I like being around them for one, because one, they give you a different perspective. Really give you a different perspective. So yeah, that's basically what I have to say about that question. So it's mixed, yes and no. right?
Fact.
Is it part of, okay. All right, cool. Let's get into the next one. All right. So, being in the LGBTQ community, how do you feel about religion? Oh.
Growing up in a religion, I have to say myself, it'll push you away. When it comes to LGBT, they will, the church, some churches will push you away. And being Christian is very difficult because some churches you will go to, like coming up, all the churches would, say being gay and lesbian is an abomination. So nowadays it's different. You have more churches that don't necessarily speak against it. They say come as who you are, and it's more open, but it's very much difficult. I think that's why a lot of people don't go to churches because they're scared of being judged.
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing, to be honest. I cannot stand when I go to churches and they kind of have these messages where they like, I don't know, they just go in, you know what I'm saying, on people who are gay. For one, if it is your job is to bring people to Christ. He didn't say what type of people, because at the end of the day, they say no sin is greater than the other. We're all sinners. So with that being said, don't preach on just one type of sinner. That's not fair.
Right.
But I mean, at the same time too, being I'm not gay, but I would say to someone who is gay, you have to understand too, it's all about what you're going to church for.
Exactly.
You have to learn how to go to church for the people. You know what I mean? You're going
For
to
the
right for the word, to get a word from God. The relationship that you build with God, that's between you and Him. He knew what you were going to be before it even happened.
Exactly.
So you can't get worked into what the pulpit is saying.
Yeah.
But
Just to piggyback off of what you said, it's all about your relationship. I like to tell people I'm spiritual, I'm not religious.
I've heard
Because
that.
if you honestly think about it, religion has been so corrupted throughout the years and years and centuries and centuries and centuries. Who knows what's really right? You know what I'm saying? That's why I take time to look into things myself to find what fits me. Well, not necessarily what fits me, but what I'm comfortable with, just with understanding, not off of what someone's just telling me that this is what it is, this is what you need to go by. I do my own research to find out, hey, what's going to be genuine. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody telling you to do something that's not really necessarily going to get you into heaven either, because it's not genuine. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it because you're being forced to do something.
I like that answer. Put her in the game, coach.
So, outside of Christianity kind of being forced on us when we were taken from our homelands, I like to think that I'm also spiritual. I believe that your next stage of life pretty much is determined by how you live this life. And so when a lot of people, some people and not so many people, and the religion can sometimes condemn you for what choices and decisions you make when they fail to look at the ones they also make.
Yeah.
And so like when you point a finger at somebody, there are literally 3 pointing back at you. And you got to analyze those before you can criticize anybody else. And so as far as how I live my life, as long as I'm being the best version of myself and continuously trying to better educate myself and grow spiritually, and I feel like I'm doing what I need to be doing, not hurting anybody.
Right.
Not hurting anybody.
And
that's how I live my life.
And essentially, it's still a loving situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just the fact that you're finding someone that is the same sex, but it's still love. You know what I mean? So,
That's the point of it all.
right. You have anything to say, or we
Man,
done took everything?
y'all hit everything that I was going to say. You just everybody just have to love each other as human beings, instead of just choosing how they choose to love each other, as far as whether you're male or female. You gotta love each other regardless, because at the end of the day, we the only ones that we have, and we gotta make it through to the end of the next eternal life that we have. So.
Okay. Well, I like that one. I think we're getting a little deep now. We're getting, buddy, this is a little long. Right. Okay. I have an issue with gay men who seek straight men in lieu of trying to turn them out. Why is this the agenda of some gay men, vice versa in the case of females? Now, I will say, put me on the game, coach. I agree with this person. Not every gay guy is trying to turn, a straight guy out. But there are some, I feel, that have those intentions, and I personally don't like that. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong. I also know that there's some guys who are straight hitting up gay guys too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I do get that.
Most people aren't confident enough, you know what I'm saying, in the world that we live in to just openly come out like that. But if you've been, you know what I'm saying, throwing subliminals and stuff like that, don't be mad when somebody come and knock and see if you gonna answer. You know what I'm saying?
I like that analogy.
Yeah, but you go let me in.
I'm gonna say from experience, myself being before my transition, it was a lot of, you know, guys just, I felt like people was like I was coming for guys, but a lot of times I was just like being myself, and then guys would come on to me or whatever, and I used to be like scared because sometimes they'll trick you. But no, from my experience, it's a lot of guys that will come on to you. If you are confident in yourself and you are being who you are 24/7, a lot of guys are attracted to it and are very curious about it.
Wow.
They would say, "Oh, I'm straight, but I want to, you know, see what it's about."
So with that being the case, once they try, what does the LGBTQ community call them?
Gay. Me personally.
So, no, that's
Are they bisexual?
They say curious.
Let me tell you.
Why does it have to be a title?
They say they are curious.
Yeah,
spirit.
because they put a title on
Or we
everything.
eat chicken, or whatever. You can experiment on another lifestyle of it, and that doesn't mean you have to
But
stay with it.
sometimes-
You might just happen to enjoy it with that particular person. That doesn't define you.
Okay.
And I think that's where the issue lies. Why does it have to be labels? Like, you eat chicken, sometimes you want beef, or sometimes you want shrimp. Like, you can have those options, and I think that's where the problem stems. It doesn't have to be a label. Or am I saying?
Well,
I mean, hey.
I would say that I can't even say the word. I can't even find the word. Society.
Okay.
So society would look at it as gay, whether they tried it once or not. But I feel if you try it once, you're being curious. But if you do it multiple times, it's something that you want to do.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Right.
So
So
There's
sometimes
nothing wrong with
sometimes-
it, but just own it.
Okay. I'm ignorant sometimes because I'm not educated enough about the LGBTQ community, right?
Yeah.
So me personally, I think like a lot of other straight people, and it's not right. It's accepted for a female to experiment, but still be able to go back, you know, and just deal with dudes and everything be okay. Nobody will say nothing. But for a guy, I am ignorant to the point of where I have said in some forums, you know, once you've tried with a guy, there's no such thing as being bisexual when it comes to a guy. And I know that's not right. I'm just being honest, Morgan, before you get me.
No, I'm not gonna get you started. Two things. I want to go with what you were just saying just now.
Okay.
And I think that's the problem that we have in our community and the entire society at that. You limit yourself from your options of love because you were too busy worried about what other people have to say. If you happen to try it with a guy for one particular time and you liked it, now you find that love. Or if you happen to be a female and the guy comes and approaches you and he's like, well, I haven't had experiences with guys, but I don't define myself as gay, that might be the man you're looking for. He just might have had whatever experience he's had, but now he's with you. It doesn't matter whom else he likes or may have had a sexual interaction with, he's with you. And then I also wanted to say that a lot of times it's insecurity. If this person is trying to bring something out of somebody else, it's because they're not completely secure with who they are, and they shouldn't have to do that. Like if I'm a vegan, I'm not going to force my lifestyle on you, but if you happen to be ready to try it, sure, here you go. I'm not going to force it on you, and I think that's where the insecurity comes from. So you got to dig deeper with that kind of thing. So
Some people use it though for a cover up.
Yeah.
I would say that because you could say, oh, you could be honest about it. It's different. It's a difference in being honest about it and denying it. That's all I'm saying. Be honest about it, be upfront about it, but if you're going to deny it, what is your reason for denying it? You might have an actual, inner feeling about it. Like it might just be something that you genuinely want to do.
I think it's probably that whole stamina of how we've been brought up that makes that puts that fear in them. Because all you've ever heard is you're going to hell, and that plays in your mind a lot. Some people are just bold enough to continue on. Well, God, this is how I am. Some people just like. I don't know. I tried, but still, don't tell nobody. You know what I mean?
And I think that's with anything in life.
Yeah.
If you want to start a business, everybody's telling you, well, you're not going to be successful, it might be difficult, and that may very well be true, but if you don't go out and try, you never know. Yeah. And I think, the reason I live my life how I do is because I lost my mom when I was so young. I don't have time to be worried about what other people got to say about me. At the end of the day, I'm going to live and I'm going to die, but when I'm here, I'm going to live how I want to live. And that goes for anything. Trying a new outfit, trying a new lifestyle, trying a new sports, trying a new business venture. Just live and don't worry about other people. And don't try to force it on somebody else either.
Speak, Morgan, speak. Like, she's, okay, mistress. Y'all have something?
Yo. Honestly, it's like, honestly, it's kind of hard. Like, as a guy, like, cause it do be cases where you see guys get tricked sometimes by trans or gay men, and it kind of like I don't know how to feel about it. It's just like it's never happened to me, but I've seen it happen to people, and it's just like I don't know what to say, and like piggyback on what you said, I'm kind of ignorant to the point where it'd be like, dang, bro, if you tried that, it ain't no telling, like it ain't no going back, like you stuck. So, and I'm just like, I really don't know how to feel about it. And like I said, I'm here to learn. Yeah. Like I appreciate y'all with every bit of information. I'm gonna take this in. I'm just gonna be like, you know,
loving your life, man. Listen, it's all about the soul. It's not really the body part. That's the problem. It's so hard to make you feel.
Honestly, it's not looked on. It's looked on as taboo because I feel like, first of all, there's double standards to everything. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Even in regular relationships, you know what I'm saying, there's double standards. Certain men can do certain things, females can do certain things. Like that's just in general. I think where the taboo comes into play, where they say that men can't go back in the sense of return, is because of the type of intercourse that takes place. Okay. That penetration, they feel like, okay, well that takes some type of manhood away from you type thing, and that's where I feel like, cause that's where I feel like the double standard comes into play. Cause, you know what I'm saying, if a female go and play around with another female, it's a little different, you know what I'm saying, from when
a guy,
yeah, you know what I'm saying, and I think that's where the comes in, like that people can't get out of their head, you know what I'm saying.
Well, that one went very deep. That one went really deep. All right. Wow. What was your experience with explaining your sexuality to your family? So basically, I guess this person is saying, coming out to your family. How was that experience? The short version. That's a good. Okay.
I didn't even experience it, man. My nosy aunts and them, they creep, they crept.
Not all of them.
All of them, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They got it.
It was like, I think they started to just notice things. I was really into band. I was really athletic. I was really focused on what I was in school with, and I wasn't normally around my age. That was the age they was looking for me to, you know what I'm saying, start slipping up and stuff like that. And it wasn't happening. So they started doing their little investigating and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just man, hacking Facebook pages, MySpace, Bebos, man, like they was trolling. So when they found out, I really didn't care because I was like, you know what I'm saying, you could have just asked. They never asked me. They never came. Granted, I would get hints and stuff, but I'm the type of person that just talk to me, ask me. They never did that. So you know what I'm saying? When they found out, they just started saying it. I just never said nothing. All right, cool. Well, y'all know.
Okay.
All right, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. It was dramatic.
It was dramatic.
It was very dramatic and it was very emotional. Okay. It wasn't too bad because everybody could already, figured I was more flamboyant my whole life. Never had a girlfriend, never had interest in girls whatsoever. I only hung with girls. I never really hung around guys or anything like that. I had probably like 2 guy friends and we were just cool or whatever, but not that kind of bond. So basically, it was just like somebody seen me out. I was already going out sneaking, and I was 18 and didn't care at that point. So when it came out, it was just more of the backstory on like things that happened. So like far as like molestation and stuff like that. And people think that plays a part in somebody's sexuality, but it doesn't. It's all in the person too. Because I know some people that's been molested and they are heterosexual or they don't, they're not trans or anything like that. Okay. So it was just, it was dramatic to me. Okay. Because the way it went about somebody out of me. So.
That's all you can't do that. I came out when I was, I don't even remember, sometime in high school, and I kind of just told my daddy, I think I like girls or something, and because I used to force a lot of things on my dad, y'all. So I used to tell him like I was gonna have a white boy. I used to bring all kind of people. I used to do everything, and then after a while, I told him my dad was gonna be transgender and everything, just to kind of force it on him to understand that hey, I'm gonna live my life how I want to live it. But thank God I had a dad that was supportive, and he didn't really agree with it, but he wasn't gonna kick me out the house. And so 13, 12 years later, it's like in the beginning he was like, oh, I'm not gonna come to your wedding, all this, that, and the third. Now it's like we passed that. When can I come over and cook on the grill? It's kind of like that now. So I didn't really care too much about how he felt, although it, of course, could have changed my life, but I had to live for me. Like I just really can't think about anybody else and how they feel. I gotta choose what I gotta do for me. So it wasn't bad or anything, but it wasn't like great.
And
it was
it's
just
much
like
more
happening.
harder for the fathers than the mothers.
Yeah.
The mothers are more like, they are, have much more of a closer
have that
bond
nurturing
with the
spirit
child.
anyway.
Yeah, they just gonna do it. It might hurt them, but they're also gonna be there more.
Yeah, I know
For
that.
my dad, we fought a lot with it because he would like say so many disrespectful things, and I would like literally cuss him out and not care. Like I was just like, I'm gonna be me, and I would cuss him out till it got to the point to where he started being in church. He would try to force church on me, and I was like, well, if I want to walk back into church, I will. And I did. I finally walked back into church, and I'm back out of church because it's more spiritual for me than anything.
Okay.
But we're getting along now, and he don't try to force it on me. He just take me for who I am.
That's good. Well, guys, I will say that this was definitely a really good discussion. I appreciate, all of the feedback that we got for these questions. First of all, the questions that you guys asked were amazing. I just hate we can't get to all of them because I had some questions, myself or whatever. But these questions were definitely amazing, and hopefully there's someone out there who is battling with, trying to come out or battling with. Do I really like, the same sex or whatever the case may be, or if you have came out to your family and you're dealing with some, a family that's being dramatic, or if you're dealing with, sometimes you could be dealing with family that's too relaxed with you coming out and it still make you uncomfortable. So if you're, find yourself in any one of those categories, make sure that you reach out to any of these people that can, that can help you. Their social media stuff is definitely going to be tagged on this video at some point. So reach out because if you have any personal questions, I'm sure you guys mind them DMing you guys and asking them.
Cool.
Okay. So definitely reach out to them. And so from this point, it's time to have some fun. Okay? Everybody knows who watched the show, I'm always the winner. So we about to get right, okay? So the part that everybody is always waiting for, it is time to play Song Association. I can never say that word. Association. Did I say it right? Alright, so y'all know how this game works. Throw out a word. Whoever hits the buzzer first and sings a song with that word in it gets a point. I have been instructed by my camera crew and just everybody on my team that I cannot play since I've won the past 3 episodes fairly. Don't care what anybody has to say. I have not cheated. Something personal with the co-host I've had, okay? But I'm not able to play, so I'm actually going to be the one giving the words. So I'm going to ask my EP to go ahead and bring me those words. Y'all got to scoot over a little bit for y'all get the cheating, because nobody likes cheaters, they say.
Wait, which one is this?
I don't know this. Okay, I'll slide back. How about that? All right, my EP going to bring them to me, or she's going to slide them across the table. Oh! Did you see it coming?
Better.
Okay. That's what I'm going to start from the bottom. Okay. Are you guys ready? Y'all ready? Huh? No, it's individual.
Okay.
Yeah, ain't no partnerships. No.
I just know I'm trying to see your board.
Alright. So every man's for themselves, you hit the buzzer and get the singing. Okay? And then once that person gets the, if it's a song that we all know, we can join in out the fun. Okay? Alright, here we go. You guys ready for the first word? No song title, songs. Alright.
We'll turn to Beyonce in here.
Or Beyonce, whoever you want to be. I don't know. Because we all can't sing, and that's okay. So, alright. Here we go. First word, let's start a little easy. Baby. Alright?
Baby, 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 oh, like baby, baby, baby,
Oh, like boy. Put my finger over there because I will say it again. Dream. Dang.
Don't wake me, I'm dreaming.
That's two. Y'all better get on this board.
I had the first one, but
Hey.
Y'all better get on this board.
I was like,
All right, here we go. Can't see. I see you reaching over there with your eyeballs. Okay. Hot.
it's getting
It's so hot. It's so hot. I will keep my clothes on. Okay. All right. So we got 2-1. All right. We have 2 more words, guys. 2 more words. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Drip.
She got that. It went off.
Somebody sing a song quick. Whoever can sing it first.
Drip too hard. You know the verse.
Step to the window, step to the club, pick up my friend job. I'm this way, better. She went on my mind. Can't get back, she can say. Okay, so we got 2, 1 more. All right, here we go. She said, "Drip too hard." Y'all know the song. Y'all know the song.
intro.
All right. We got 2, 1 more. Got 1 more. We got 1 more. Basic math. All right. Let's see here. For the last word, care.
I forgot.
Huh? What you say?
I'll take care of you.
All right, that's Drake. All right. Not the ad-lib part. Okay, he got 1. So I have to have 1 to see if it's gonna break the tie because I got 3 people with 1 point. Okay? So here we go. Big. Uh-oh.
Judy got a booty from here to there. This song doesn't have big in it anyway. I thought big booty.
Can't you see?
Sometimes words
Hey.
topic.
Man, I look like your hey. This is why answer. Oh, I thought y'all was listening. Okay.
I don't know the words.
I was still trying to find big in the last
So-
That's big old booty.
Too late. Okay, so Antonio and Aijah, unfortunately, you are out. We have 2-2 here, so it's on Kelly and Morgan. We have 1 more word. The word is field.
How does it feel?
Oh, I gotta be the bow, 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 bow. You wanna see my abs? Hold on.
Said it's been on my mind.
How does it
Hey, yo. Oh, my.
Okay.
See my ass.
Okay, y'all. So it looks like Kelly is gonna take that one home. So she's gonna be our winner for episode 4. You get to choose a prize from the prize box. Guys, I had a really good time with y'all. Like this was phenomenal. I had a really good time. We had really good discussions. Each one of you brought something different to the table, and that's what I love about what happened here today. So with that being said, when you said all you know, it's time to go. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 4. I am who I am. I like what I like. Make sure you tune in. Stay tuned. Because something special might just come from this episode. I don't know. But it's your girl Yemia. We are signing off. Thank you guys. See y'all next time.